Hello everyone, it is Umber Rays here, and as you can see, I'm back. I got my new webcam today, and we are just going to be rocking it for a while. Before we get too much into the stream recap today, which thankfully should be relatively easy to get through as it was mostly nothing, but not all nothing. I'm just going to give a little bit of promotion for myself. Tomorrow I will be doing New Year's polls for Astoria as well as Violet. As for which one we're going to be getting primarily, I think you can guess which one's the priority, but I'll leave it as a little bit of a mystery. If we can, we definitely want to get both because I like both characters, but that is, as always, a tall order. So let's just get into what was talked about on the stream today. Sorry, I am running Firefox now, there is a little bit of pop-up, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So basically today we started with Astoria. There isn't much really too terribly new. We've already covered Astoria before. As some people mentioned in my previous video, Astoria's Limit Burst. We should talk a little bit about that. It is basically like Noctis's ability. I mistranslated it to be damage over time when actually it's basically a armature style effect for when the opponent gets hit. But it is still a pretty new effect. So I'm going to wait and see through testing how this works out, whether it's like really good or really not. But it is dealing extreme damage, so it is going to be terribly scary in the future. And speaking of terribly scary, we also got an a confirmation, I should say, about a little bit more of Astoria's kit. We know that he has re-raise cancel, and he can cast slow on opponents. You can bet that it will be coming off of his abilities. However, as you can see in the bottom left corner, here is the most important piece of information. He has a triple hit, a 3-panel AoE hit that deals not only a large amount of damage, but is sure hit ability. So Astoria is really starting to shape up to be the best unit of the entire year. However, at this point, you know, we're going to hold our tongue a little bit till we see all the details tomorrow, but he's basically ticking all the boxes. He has nasty status effects, massive damage capabilities, AoEs in all shapes and varieties. He has guts for himself, and he has sure hit abilities and re-raise cancel. As someone said in my comments, for my live stream, I can't remember who it was, so sorry, but you get a free shout out, just an anonymous shout out. What doesn't he have at this point? Astoria is looking to be just the best character of the entire year. And interestingly, we also got a few more details dropped about Astoria. As many people have said, and many JP players have commented, why is he not a dark character? He has dark looking attacks. He is thematically seems to be focused around darkness. Well, it turns out, and this could be a lie, but I don't see what purpose it is. Astoria was never meant to be the dark or the warrior crystal of darkness. I think a lot of people in early previews kind of painted him in that picture, and fair enough. But Astoria was actually meant to be a earth elemental and water elemental character, which is really interesting because it also sheds the light on something that I had kind of theorized for a little while, that warriors of crystals were meant to be dual elements at one point. Given that, you know, Sakura was a very early one, by this time it would kind of be expected that it would start showing up more, and with Chaos Odin showing up and being the first dual elemental vision card, why not? I would love to see more dual elemental stuff to muddy the waters and make a little more complex about planning out elements and everything like that. Maybe just my feelings, but yeah. So for everybody who says that, I mean, his, not getting into too many story spoilers, but there is a reason why his attacks are darkness themed, and on stream they even mentioned that Oberyn has some dark looking attacks, but he is very clearly an earth elemental character. So there you go. It's just a little bit of contextualization, but not necessarily not really saying much else. Next up is the vision card. We already talked about this vision card. It's a vision card. You'll pull it. Maybe you won't pull it, but it's great for light elemental characters. Not so good for non-light elemental characters. Till I see the stats, I'm going to reserve all judgment on this vision card. Also, next up for JP New Year's, we are getting a little bit of a present. There's a one-a-day pull for 5 big presents. Last year, they ended up giving away 10,000 Lapis to JP players as a New Year gift. This year, it's apparently a gotcha thing where you can end up with a total of 10,000 Lapis or a minimum of 5,000 Lapis plus some other gifts. I'll tell you how it goes later, but 10,000 Lapis goes a long way right now. There'll also be 2 free multi-pulls for the Japanese side of 5 free UR characters at minimum and 5 free UR vision cards. 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, the 1st and 2nd of New Year's respectively. We'll be doing that on the poll stream tomorrow for the characters. All I can say is vision cards, please give me Odin. All right. Continuing on. Oh, I just kind of broke it. There's also going to be a New Year's gift exchange where the maximum present, which will probably be very rare, is just very nice, but it's just kind of a gift thing. There will also be some campaigns going forward. Unlimited gold farming plus triple drops means that you're probably going to be spending your weekend on the JP side only doing that. All right, and now we get into basically the last of the details today were definitely the most interesting things. I mean, up until now, most of this was just shoring up what we kind of already knew, but this is actually what you're going to want to know. So first of all, we know that on the JP side, because of second vision cards, a lot of quests are now considered to be easy or even really too easy at this point. So they are planning on releasing brand new maps next year that may even take up to approximately 1 hour. There's also chat about introducing quests around the 12 legendary weapons. Now for anybody, and I'm just noticing how, I don't know, something's bothering my ear, I guess, right now, but for people who don't know from the Brave Exvius days, there was the Chamber of Arms, which was considered to be 12 items that you could get by defeating various bosses with various challenging battles kind of thing. There's another word I was looking for, but anyway, if you want more details, you can check out by searching Radiant Arms or Chamber of Arms. Some of the weapons, just to talk about them really quickly: Holy Wand, Mace of Zeus, Dragon Whisker, Thor's Hammer, Sasuke's arm, Katana, Assassin Dagger, Royal Crown, Gaia Bell, Flame Whip, Lightbringer, Genji Armor, Ragnarok. And I think there was also the Warden Welter, which was an accessory. Now, whether or not these are going to be the 12 things that we are getting, the 12 pieces of equipment that we are getting or not, don't know. And it's not really worth worrying about, but it does seem like it's going to be something that they're going to be trying to do in the near future. All right. Now, aside from a couple of stream gifts, nothing really too major worth talking about. Let's finish up by talking about the big news drop bomb. And on this, basically the producers were talking about various things from comments and everything. And the thing that's always brought up in all of these live streams, in all of the comments, is where is Final Fantasy Tactics? And interestingly enough, it's soon. Basically, they just confirmed that Final Fantasy Tactics will be coming back. They have nothing else to say at this point in time about that. However, they did also talk about the fact that they are planning on bringing back Final Fantasy X in the near future. So for people who missed out on Yuna, Final Fantasy X seems to be in the cards for the near future. But the biggest news drop bomb of all, and the one I've been saving for the very last, providing I did not forget anything else on the live stream, but is that there was another tactics-based game announced or talked about on live stream to be used in a collaboration, and that was none other than the legendary Tactics Ogre. Yes, I'm not joking. They mentioned Final Fantasy Tactics on stream tonight. They mentioned Final Fantasy X on stream tonight. And they also mentioned Tactics Ogre. So it could be that Tactics Ogre will be a brand new collaboration at the same time they rerun Final Fantasy Tactics, which could mean no Final Fantasy Tactics characters. It could mean Final Fantasy Tactics characters. We don't know. New ones or not. But one thing is for certain, the fact that Tactics Ogre is being mentioned is probably going to bring a lot of joy to a lot of different people, as it is one of those tactics games that is very highly regarded, and it would be really cool for a lot of people to get those characters. Maybe we get a brand free character. I'll let people in the comments just go nuts about that, because I am not knowledgeable enough about all of it. But I have to say that this is pretty big comment to just drop in the middle of these live streams. So there you go. That's basically it. That's all I have to say. Other than once again, I will be doing my polls for Astoria and potentially Violet as well tomorrow, and we'll just see how that ends up going. Hopefully good, but you can never tell with Gacha. So if you do want to tune in, that'll be happening at midnight, New Year's Eve time, Japanese Standard Time, and we'll just see what happens. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. Hope you're excited about the news, and as always, with these comment things, it's probably pretty official at this point. Or at least it's probably pretty reliable. But remember, things can change, things can go wrong. So don't take me as a 100% thing, but it's probably about pretty confirmed at this point. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.